Hello, and a really, really warm welcome to you to this latest Soul Trader podcast. But it's also being brought to you also by a video from me, Rasheed Ogunlaru, coach, speaker, and author of Soul Trader, putting heart back into your business. Today, I wanted to talk to you about having a business away day. Now, often when we think about having a business away day, we think about it for a team, don't we? Or it's something that might happen in a large company. But why not do your own? So, and this is really important. It was something that just struck me a few months ago. I thought to myself, actually, what I'm going to do is take myself away for a business kind of away day to develop my business. And it's interesting because I run quite a lot of away days for teams, for senior teams within organizations, for actually teams of all types within organizations, to help them plan strategically, to help them review, to help them in terms of well-being. Very often those days are a blend of different things where they're reviewing and looking back, they're celebrating and bringing people together. There's a little bit of team building, there's some team bonding, and often there's a little bit of forward planning and lots of fun. But there's no reason why you, even if there's just you yourself as that soul trainer, you yourself, taking yourself off away for a business away day, and why not? So I've just got a few thoughts about that and how you can do that. It might be that you just want to do that by yourself and to have fun, where you can do all that reflecting and reviewing yourself, which might be good because it will take you away to be able to do what we'd say, working on the business for a day rather than in the business for a day. Or it might well be that you want to do that with a colleague or somebody to help you, or bring somebody in, or to do that with somebody. But I actually think that actually, if you're quite focused and if there is just you, one person in the business, then why not go away and do that by yourself? You might then have another day where you bring in a coach or a consultant or what have you. You go through things with a peer. But I think there's something about the process of taking yourself away that can be very, very powerful and very, very, very profound. Why? Because it gives you that time to work on the business. Why else? Because it will take you away. Hopefully, it will be best if you take that away from where you actually work or where your office space is. Although you could change things up radically or be in a completely different space and still get the value out of it. But also it gives you a little bit of time to give yourself a bit of a thank you and to not take the emails and all the rest of it. So here's a couple of tips from me, for your away day. Now, you're going to need to think about when should you have it? When should you have it? Well, we talked a little bit about where. It could be anywhere. You could go take yourself to a quiet place, a cafe. If it's summer, like it is here now when I'm recording this, you might take yourself off to the park. You might go off to the seaside. You might have a particular just space in your room that in your house, or or an office space that you rent, that you could just rent out that space, or go to a space in your own home or your own office. Do it up slightly differently, and just to make that environment nice for you. So there's all sorts of opportunities. Where do you find inspiring? If you can take yourself away, then so much the better. When should you do it? Well, when is going to really be good for you? It might be quite good when you can actually take that downtime. I'm recording this at summer. Summer can be sometimes quite good, if depending on the nature of your business. You might find that there's a quiet time where people are away, where it might be quite nice just before you yourself go away. You might want to do it at the start of a season. You might want to do it at the start of the year. You might want to do it at the end of the year. You might want to do it at a certain quarter. Think about when for you strategically might be good for you. And maybe you might even decide, if it works well for you, why not have one per quarter? I think this could work really, really well. What else? So you're going to need to think about, what do I need to take with me to get the best out of it? Now, there may well be some things, some papers, some documents, and so on that you're wanting. You might want pen, paper, and pad, and all of that stuff so you can make your notes. It can be great to have things like these, these flip charts that you can stick up and have fun with. I'm a huge fan, and when I'm doing, colored pens and so on, I'm a big fan of Post-it notes of all shapes and sizes. You can put things on, be creative with it. You might want to have some music and so on, and, all sorts of things to make it fun, colors and so on. If there's more than one of you, then again, it can be really good to have a little bit of conversation. What do we want to do? What do we want to include, et cetera, to make it really fun. Having some really good and including some healthy food. You might maybe a couple of sweet things too, if that's okay for you. You might want to think, how do I want to treat yourself? It could be quite nice to have a blend of a number of things, making sure you've got enough to eat and so on. And also, brings on my mind to another thing. What might well be on the agenda? So that's going to be up to you. But I mean, a classic agenda might include a bit of a review, how the business has been doing. You might want to look over the last quarter, last year, what have been the key achievements. It's important that you celebrate those. What have been those key achievements? You might want to do something like a classic SWOT analysis, what your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. There's lots of other ways of doing that. What are some of your priorities moving forward? What the action plan moving forward? I talked about the achievements before. You might also want to have some of the challenges or some of the things that's coming down the road, a little bit of the state of the nation. Here's where we are, here's where we're going, and so on. So, and also, you might want to, once you've got your priorities and action plan, that's really important. What are the priorities based on the reflections of the review of your achievements, some of the key things that's going on based on the strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats? That will help you then begin to think about, okay, what should the priorities be? What should my action plan be? You decide what the time frame should be. Perhaps something for your well-being. Maybe you're going to then think about your well-being, your health and well-being, putting in time out or what have you. And something that might be fun. Now, that might be something that you'd be doing during your away day, or it might be that afterwards you could take yourself off to a cinema for a movie, for some food. It's up to you. So have fun with this. I'm a big fan of it. If you are perhaps a growing business, then of course you might want to bring somebody in to help you and facilitate it. It's the kind of thing that I also do for some businesses and some organizations too. So you've got lots of options to do this. Key thing is once you finish doing it and you've got all your notes and all of your inspired things, and you need to allow time for you to reflect and review and to work on it. So make sure you put in time after your away day to put those things into place. That's really, really important. So, and for those of you who've been listening to this, you're wondering what the noise is. I've been presenting, some of the things that you might have. So I was showing, flip chart. I was showing a bag full of coloured pens and so on that you might be taking with you, and your post-it notes and all the rest of it. So by way of summary, have yourself a business away day. If you're a sole trader just you, I think it can be a fun thing to do for you to take yourself away. Of course, if you've got a bigger team, then all the more reason for you to do that. And you might need to think about some additional things about when's going to be good for the team. You ideally want all the team there. Are the things that will be valuable for the team. You want to give them some thanks and some gratitude. If there's more than one of you, or if there's two of you in your business, and so on. So those are some things that you could think about additionally. Think about where, think about when, make sure you've got lots of colors and so on and different things to bring it to life. You might want to have some music and so on at certain points to bring it to life. Make sure you do include something fun. Maybe that's after, maybe you're going to have a half day there and then the rest of the day you're going to give yourself off. And remember to do that follow-up. So that's it from me, Rasheed. Plus one last thing, news, Soul Trader, the book. We just have a new, I'm recording this, by the way, it's being recorded because you might be listening to this anytime. This has been recorded in July 2024. We've just got the new print, the self-published print of this from me, which is now available on Amazon. So you can now get the latest copy of this from me. It's the same book that you always know. I've just put in a top and tail at the beginning and the end of the book. So that's that new reprint published from me. So I'm very, very pleased. So it's a Rasheed Ogunlaru book. But I want to thank Coke and Page who published it the first time around for all the incredible work that they did. That's it from me. Remember, you can enjoy all of the Soul Trader podcast series wherever you get your podcasts from. You can also, there's lots of other inspiration on soul-trader.biz. You can get the book to help you. There's a Soul Trader YouTube channel. There's loads of other stuff. Just go to soul-trader.biz to be able to access all of that. Take good care and enjoy your business away day. All the best from me, Rasheed. Take really, really, really good care.